Capitol, they're scheming in the night, selling out our freedoms for a pocket full of spite. From the border to the heartland, the wolves are at the door, twisting truth and tearing down what our fathers fought before. But I'm a patriot source, standing tall and true, with a Bible in my hand and Old Glory flying blue. Ain't apologizing for loving this land. We'll fight the forces of evil with fire in our stand. God bless the USA, we'll never back down. Patriots for freedom, wearing that crown.
Well, I guess we're just going to dive right into the crap show tonight, aren't we? We had a plan and everything, and then I don't know, chat. I hope you guys are ready for some spicy SK, because I decided to like wind her up, and we're going to let her go here in just a few minutes. But we actually do have some content prepared for you folks
But I
tonight.
feel like this is a sport at this point,
It is a
point in
sport.
time. I feel like there are certain people in my life that intentionally wind me up to get me going, like it's a sport.
Oh, don't act like you don't do it too. Like when I'm driving down the freeway, going from the Northern Command to the Southern Command. Hey, PD, people are talking about you.
That's
and a
only
lot.
because people told me, for the record, that's only because people were messaging me saying, hey, people are talking about you. And then I'm like, wait, me? And then I find out it's mostly Patriot Dad. And I'm like, hey, Patriot Dad, they're talking about you. Because I don't give, you guys know I don't care. I don't pay any attention to what people say about me. People have to send it to me.
But
I don't
this
pay
is
attention.
timely
I don't
though.
even check my own email.
Yeah, we're
for the
not going to
record.
spend any time worrying about the Losertarians and their 45 people that they have following them around, screenshotting other people's lives. Instead, we actually are going to spend some time on something that matters. Like we're going to talk about Iran a little bit tonight, because there's a whole lot of propaganda happening out there. We've got a whole bunch of stuff that's still happening, even though nobody thinks anything is happening. Nam, you've been paying close attention to this. It seems like everybody that comes to the United States loves it, except for the Democrats and all their friends and allies here who hate it. But everyone else seems to really like it here.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Listen, I am not letting this topic go. It's been the top of my mind since the World Cup started, and we started seeing all of these people from everywhere around the world coming here. And listen, we're going to get to it, but basically they're saying, what is wrong with you people? Why are you complaining all the time? And we're going to talk about it. I'm not letting it go, because that's all they do is complain. And they're morons, frankly. But no, I've got a whole segment on this. I'm not letting it go. This is probably the most important topic, at least, I don't know, generationally, at least, I don't
culturally,
know.
culturally, it's the most important cultural topic.
Whatever it is. I mean, it's a hugely important cultural topic. We've got half of this country that is so brainwashed and lost, they don't understand how good they have it.
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
Yeah, but so we're gonna push pause on some of the scheduled program, because about 15 minutes before we were ready to go live, I was doing what I usually do, which is basically just scrolling through X to find out, is there anything else in here that we want to talk about tonight? And one of the first posts I see come up on X is from one of the Demon Queens cult members. And I apparently this person, Marissa Hanson, has close to 200,000 followers on X. And there's a little bit of a, I don't know, dust up going on over on social media right now, where there's a renewed effort to try to convince people, probably potential jurors in the Tyler Robinson upcoming criminal case, because he's in prison or in jail, accused and charged with assassinating Charlie Kirk. Well, there's a little bit of dust up going on social media, because there's a renewed push to try to convince people that it had nothing to do with the transgender community and that Tyler Robinson is innocent and he's a patsy for Israel or something like that. So I was just scrolling across X real quick. Let me set this up. I was just scrolling across X real quick, and I come across Marissa Hanson, who says, yes, imagine if anonymous account with the number 33 hadn't tipped
What does
off.
that mean? Can somebody explain to me why that's a problem? What does 33 have to do with anything? Did I put, wait, hold on. Oh, somebody types 33 minutes. Oh, that's actually kind of perfect. But what does 33 mean? I can tell you why there's a 33 at the end of my account, but also I'm trying to be anonymous, guys, even though my face is on here, just trying to be a genuine person and not be doxxed all over the internet.
You are the least anonymous person on the planet who does a podcast 2 hours a night, 3 nights a week.
Can I explain something?
Hold on. Like every day for 2 years straight. Like,
can I explain something? Can I explain something to Marissa? Right. Let me explain something to Marissa.
Well, pull it back. Marissa, we need to read the whole post to him real quick.
Yeah. Read the whole post. So yes, imagine if this anonymous account with the number 33 hadn't tipped off the former Palantir employee about the Salt Lake transgender story.
Also not true. Not a Palantir employee.
Fair enough. This story coincidentally helped divert attention from Zen being caught in the crowd with his pants down. So just let me set this up, right? So what Marissa is trying to do, Marissa is trying to say that SK and her research was a diversion from the Turning Point USA people being involved in the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
Do we need to pull up episode 6 and just let that run again?
That's what I was thinking. I didn't know which episode it was.
It was 6. It's 6. Episode 6. It's episode 6. Yes. But hold on. Just let me say this, because the first point that Marissa makes here, and I invited her to the show. You can read it right here. Right here, I said, "Hey, Marissa, we'll address just how anonymous SK Dub 33, Double Dub 33 is on our podcast tonight. Starts in 33 minutes. Bet you won't watch as the real SK drags your ass across the internet," which we're going to get to. But Marissa, do you know why SK or myself or Patriot Dad are not interested in putting our actual names out there? Because the people that you are creating are trying to kill us. So, we'd like to keep our actual identities off of the internet as long as we can, but they're trying to kill us. So that's why SK does not have her name out there. I don't even know her name. Patriot Dad, do you know SK's actual name, full name?
I think I know her first name, but that's all I know.
Yeah,
and I don't care about her.
There are several people that know my first name, which is fine.
Yes.
And there are also people that know my last name because I was kind of sort of doxed, but it was like in Discord Messenger. So it wasn't like public, which, okay, whatever. But if you publicly dox me, just know I 100% will take you to court, and 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt, I can outlast you in court. I can go for years and years and years, and your grandchildren and likely great grandchildren will be paying your debts. So
Amen. But see, the point that I think needs to be made here is that we stumbled upon the information that uncovered the Ermiya Fanaeian and the network of trans radicals that seem to have had foreknowledge of the Charlie Kirk assassination. There was no diversion. It was research. As we started diving in, this crew started diving into the assassination. SK is one of the most incredible researchers in all of social media. And we started coming across, if you guys remember, we have all the screenshots of it. Those of you guys that have watched episode 6, you have seen the screenshots of the post from the anonymous accounts on X and on other platforms in Reddit, where they seem to have had foreknowledge of the assassination. People were posting about it in advance. People were bragging about it afterwards.
Yep.
And then one of those posts was misattributed to be Ermiya Fanaeian. And that person responded back and said, "That's not me, but I know who that person is." And then that's where Ermiya Fanaeian came into the spotlight. Pull that back up again real quick now. You'll notice that the that the post here from Data Republican has a picture of Ermiya Fanaeian. The only reason why Ermiya Fanaeian's name was surfaced at all is because one of those anonymous accounts, those sock puppet accounts that were bragging about having foreknowledge of the assassination, claimed to know who this person is. So we started diving into who Ermiya Fanaeian is. And we started realizing that Ermiya Fanaeian was the founder of the was it the Salt Lake City, Utah Gun Club? What was
Armed
it? The
Queers
Armed
of
Queers
Salt Lake
SLC.
City.
That's right. Armed
Yeah.
Queers
But
SLC.
But wasn't he also one of the leaders of the Pink Guns? What was the name of that organization?
That
Pink
was
Guns?
that Pink Pistols, but that was
Pink
prior
Pistols,
to
yeah.
the Armed
Yeah,
Queers SLC.
Pink
And the
Pistols.
only reason Armed
Yes.
Queers SLC came about is because Pink Pistols was like, yeah, no, we're not trying to do a bunch of super political far left commie shit. You can't use our
Mhm.
name. So I have a hard time saying he because I've read most of this stuff in every single article
That's a
except
dude.
one.
It's a dude. That's a dude. It's a dude.
Except one, and there are thousands and thousands of articles out there, even at the very
No, it's a dude.
beginning,
That's a dude.
about Ermiya Fanaeian, and only one of them uses the pronoun he. So when you're reading she over and over again, it becomes very hard to say he.
Yeah. Well, but
Yep.
SK actually knows the entire family history of how Ermiya Fanaeian came to be from he to she. See, Marissa, and listen, I'm talking to you, Marissa, right now. This is what you call actual research, is what we did, is how we arrived at this. And it's why it showed up in Data Republican's research, because I don't know if you know this or not, but SK and Data Republican are actually very good friends.
Only
It's
because
not an
of
accident.
this. Hold on.
Only because of this. Yes.
And it was a God thing again. How many
Yes.
times have I told you guys, as crazy as people think I'm crazy. I don't give a shit. I'm only here because I'm led to be here and I'm being obedient. I say that all the time. I even joke about I'm here against my will. Because I kind of am. I mean, not like by a human, but again, I'm being obedient, and I'm doing this because I'm being led to do this. I sent a message to Data Republican when I found all this information hours and hours and hours and hours later. I sent it to her. I had sent it to them even hours after I found it because I was afraid to tell anyone, even my husband, that I found some of this information. And then a few hours later, I told them, and I was like, I don't know what to do. This is really scary. And they were like, yeah, we probably shouldn't tell anyone this. And then later on in the day, I was like, you know what? I'm going to message Data Republican and just see what happens. And I sent a message, and hours later, she responded to me and she was like, this is a God thing because your message has been at the top. There's no reason for me to open it, but it's been at the top and it hasn't left the top. And she didn't follow me. And here we are. I was
Now
just
you
like,
guys
I
are
found all this
BFFs.
stuff. Yeah, now we're BFFs. I love her. Don't go for her because I will come for you. I mean, that's just how it is.
We will all come for you.
Yeah, but that's how it worked
Yes.
out. But what is the deal with the 33? What does that mean?
I don't know. So if you are part of the Demon Queen cult, then everything is a conspiracy, even the numbers that people use at the end of their handles. So 33 to them probably is some gematrian version of your involvement in some secret society somewhere that exists solely to protect the Jews. That's where the 33 comes from. If you're part of the cult and you've drank the Kool-Aid.
She actually is part of a secret society, and it's Data Republican and Lisa Logan and SK. And they are literally, God, this is what this, Marissa, I'm talking to you right now. I'm going to talk to you for a second. They're actually changing the world. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what your daily life entails. You're crapping all over it, but they're actually changing the world, like literally changing the world. If we could quantify the
there it is. Hold on, there it is. Yuck 4 tube just nailed it. SK, you were clearly in a conspiratorial way cloaking your 33-degree Mason membership.
Are women even allowed to be
no, they're not. No, they are not.
I don't know much about Freemasons, but I'm
No.
pretty sure women aren't allowed to be.
Well, maybe SK maybe because I don't know if you're a trad wife or not, but maybe your husband's a 33rd degree Mason, and you're working through him. Yeah, and you're working through him. You're working through him. Yes.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I've met your husband, and I don't think he could care less about that crap.
I don't think he
Shit.
even knows
Shit.
What they
what
are.
Freemason is, if we're going to be honest
No, I
about
do.
it.
I do. I know a lot about it. Anyway,
He
this has been a
doesn't.
fun
I'm
opening.
pretty sure
This
my
has been a
husband
fun-
doesn't have a clue.
Yeah, this has been I mean,
Well, so I do want to
Illuminati,
stay,
all that
stay
stuff,
on
yeah.
this real quick for just a second, because one of the
Yeah.
comments in the thread that Data Republican just put out was talking basically to you, SK, and to Data Republican. And I want to pose this question to you. Why are you so sure that the radical trans organizations are somehow connected to all of the assassination stuff?
Because we're not retarded. I mean, I don't even know how to answer this question because it's obvious and you can trace everything. Also, I do have a question for all these Cantifa cultists. Why is it that Candace Owens hasn't addressed any of the information that was hand delivered to her? I was told it was handed to Candace Owens at the very beginning of this. I'm talking like just a few days after Charlie Kirk was killed. Why did Candace Owens not ever address any of it, even though there's money trails, there are very questionable ties? Actually, if you wanted to blame the State Department or the government, there's like actual like monetary ties you could have used if you were trying to blame the government. Why didn't she address any of the things that there are actual receipts for? Why did she go with it's the Jews?
I have an answer, actually, because
Go ahead.
because none of what Candace Owens has done from the day Charlie was assassinated was ever actually about trying to figure out who assassinated Charlie. It was about diverting attention on her and making a ton of money. And then we know George Farmer and everything. Guys, for Marissa, are you listening? Look at me. Look at me. We have done 30 episodes on this. We've done 30 episodes on this topic. Literally, we've done 30 episodes on this topic. And I don't know how you're still believing this garbage. I don't.
I
It's
don't
for
know
the
how
engagement.
anyone still follows Candace Owens. She's
I
back
have no
on the crazy, like, well, not that she was
Now
ever
she's
off the
talking
crazy
about
train.
the exploding microphone. What the actual?
Yeah, that's what I was
hell
getting ready
is
to say. She's back on the exploding microphone shit. Like she's like
She's recycling the conspiracy theory because all of her content is gone. It's old. It's irrelevant. Everything that Candace Owens has said has fallen through. Every lead that she's given people, every allegation and claim that she's made has crumbled in the face of even just a tiny bit of evidence. All of it is over. So now they are back to recycling the beginning of the conspiracy, hoping that the people who are still left, or maybe were not around when they created those conspiracies in the first place. But I want to try to take a stab just quickly at the answer to the question of why are you so sure that the trans radicals are somehow associated with the networks of people who assassinated Charlie Kirk? Well, it's pretty easy, because when you find direct connections between people who had foreknowledge of the assassination, who are connected to trans radical organizations, and then you find out that Tyler Robinson was in fact in a relationship with somebody who was gobbling up trans ideology, was a furry, was immersed in the very same world as people like Ermiya Fanaeian and the Armed Queers SLC and the John Brown Gun Club. And then you start to find the money that was flowing into those organizations from the United Nations and other NGOs that are engaging in a color revolution. And then you also realize that Charlie Kirk was very clear that he believed he was going to be attacked by this organization. And sure enough, they do. So the question that we have for you, Marissa, and anybody else who's still pushing the Candace Owens slop, is why are you defending somebody who's on trial for assassination? And more importantly, the information that SK and Data Republican and this panel uncovered, extensive receipts, when that was handed to Candace Owens, when she was at the very beginning of her investigations, why did she bury it in front of her audience?
Hold on, pause. Let's channel Candace Owens for just 1 second and talk about our sponsors and the very important people that keep this podcast going, because Clipmaster Jake posted that there have been some Rumble memberships that have been sent. I didn't even know there were memberships on Rumble, so thank you.
Very cool. No, you're muted.
Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry. Here's a sponsor. Here's a sponsor. Because, by the way, for those of you that, oh my God, they're paid in $7,000 Israel. No, actually, not at all. It's this. So I'm surprised she hasn't accused Israel of framing Carmelo Anthony, because Jeffrey Metcalf once had a drink with a Jewish man in 1980. This is literally what we're dealing with. These are the people you can make a connection from Metcalf to a Jewish person, and obviously Carmelo Anthony was framed because Jewish laser beams, and we're going to explain it all in our next episode. You have to tune in next week.
Well, you know what's crazy about this? Okay, did you have anything else to say on this? Anything you want to respond to Marissa with?
I just want to say, before this ever even was sent to me by Patriot Dad, just several minutes before we went live.
This is me stirring
Patriot Dad. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're
I was
stirring
already
the
worked
pot,
up
dude. You're
because
stirring the pot.
I am over everybody's shit, like completely over it. I feel like the people on the internet and social media think that it's a crime to be a genuine human being that just wants to protect their government name and identity so that people don't go after their children and their spouse and their family members and those types of things. Just truly care about this country and the state that it's left in for our kids and grandkids and great grandkids. And somehow that's a crime. And people like target you and hunt you down for just being a genuine person and who you are, flaws and all. Just this is the honest, genuine who I am. I mean, how I got here, I don't know. I didn't ask to be here. I didn't want to be here. I just care about this country, and somehow I ended up here. So I'm just going with the flow. I don't understand why that suddenly makes you a target. Also, I've learned that I hate people. I just actually hate people. Like, I don't think, and as someone who's always loved people and has an enormous heart and like has empathy and like feels for people when they feel pain, you guys are ruining that. Like, I just really hate people. I'm just really starting to not care about you people because you're fucking crazy.
Can I just say, listen, SK, the internet is not real world. In fact, I've got an entire segment of this show about this. What you're seeing going on, Marissa and sloppy constipation, none of that is real, because I can tell you right now, none of those people, Marissa, sloppy constipation, whatever, if they weren't hiding behind their keyboard, pretending, PD, is that your music
that
playing
noise?
in the background?
I was going to say,
It's probably, yes, it's probably music that the kids are playing out there. I'll mute.
Also, I was going to ask you if
seriously.
the sound is like weird, like it's like echoey and
I
it
don't know
sounds
what
weird.
they're watching. I don't know what they're watching. Anyway, listen, none of that is real life, because I can guarantee you that if Marissa were to encounter you in the real world, she would probably be super sweet. She'd be super nice. She wouldn't say any of the nonsense that she says. And I get it too. Patriot Dad gets death threats, and I guarantee you none of these people would ever threaten his life in real life. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
So,
even trad wives in the South, 100% will bust a cap in your ass. Like, we all carry and we're fucking gangster. I mean, we're super sweet and empathetic and very nice, but the second that you threaten our children or our families or our lives, you're fucking done. I'm pulling the trigger till it's empty. Period. End of story. I will protect my life and the life of my children at all costs. I'd rather be tried by 12 than carried by 6. Period. End of story. So what is the deal? Like, why are these people so insane? Why can't they just be normal people? I have friends in real life that I am diametrically politically opposed to. Like, diametrically. We do not agree on anything at all whatsoever, and we still were able to like eat lunch and have friendly conversations, and our kids are able to play together. Why are these people like actually insane? What is
There's
wrong
actually a
with them?
term for it. Is my audio better? Because apparently I was on the wrong microphone. I had it
Yes,
playing.
super loud.
it's much better.
Turn it down. If you could turn the volume down a little bit, that'd be wonderful.
I'll try to talk quieter. How about that?
Or
So
move further away from you. There you go.
Apparently I had the audio coming from my webcam instead of from my microphone. So that's why it sounded so bad. I have a theory on this. What you're watching in social media is what is called an extinction burst. And
Yes.
you guys
Well,
know what this term is. You
course.
understand it. We've talked about it. You see this play out a lot, particularly in Democrat responses as they're losing more and more control of their base. Their party is fracturing. Their just amalgamation of weird, disparate groups that they've been able to cobble together is literally starting to fall apart. And now Democrats are nothing more than radical communists and socialists, and that's about it. There's really nothing left of that. But you also have that same thing happening in some parts of what we've been calling the losertarian class. And I know losertarian is actually kind of a broader term. I refer to them as losertarians because most of them are the libertarians who have not found a home in the political world ever. They've tried to become Democrats with their social issues. They've tried to become Republicans with their economic belief systems, but they've never fit anywhere because they just don't. None of their ideas work. Right? Their economic policies don't work.
Their black and white
social policies don't work because they're stupid. So what you're seeing is an extinction burst of the losertarian class who have never been relevant at all, except for little blips on the radar with like Ron Paul and Thomas Massey started to develop a little bit of a following. But every time they start to grow, they collapse because nobody likes them because losertarians are kind of dumb and they're idiots and they're jerks.
Well, they do stupid shit too.
They do stupid shit and they believe stupid shit. They believe dumb things that aren't true, that aren't real. The people that are driving most of the frustration on social media are the losertarian class. Whether they're libertarians or not, doesn't matter. They're the losertarians who have never won anything ever at any point in their lives, and they're pissed off, and they found out that social media is a place where they can hide their face, they can hide their identity, and they can be the actual jerks that they are at the core of their beings. Social media has given them the place to be who they are, which are assholes.
It's disgusting. And those of us that spend like multiple hours and tons of energy researching and digging for the truth, regardless of what side it benefits, because again, the only side I take is being an American. That flag right there, being an American is the side that I take. I just don't understand how those of us that are working our asses off just to try to do everything we can as these little teeny tiny people in existence on this planet to make a difference and leave this country a better place for our kids and grandkids and great grandkids, and make sure that we aren't taken over by communists and our kids aren't being forced to wear hijabs or, communism. Communism, like, period. End of sentence.
We've got the whole world telling us this. Literally, the whole world is in our country right now saying, why are you bitching so much? Why are you complaining so much? It's amazing here. The rest of the world sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Because this is the greatest country on the planet. And I don't care what propaganda talking point you've been fed. If you don't hear the Star Spangled Banner and get goosebumps and feel
every time,
even just a twinge, even if you're just not really paying attention, you're just at a game, your kid is like screwing around and the popcorn's spilling, whatever, and the Star Spangled Banner is playing, and you don't, even in the middle of all of that, just for even a split second, feel some type of way, you don't belong here. Because I've watched videos of like people in the UK learning the history of the Star Spangled Banner and then listening to it at the end of that and being like, why do I have goosebumps and feel emotional towards the Star Spangled Banner for the United States of America when I was born in the UK? And I don't even know the words to the national anthem for the UK. Are we just praising and thanking God for the royal family? I don't understand. Also, why
Yes.
were we such
Well, yes.
assholes during this whole thing? I don't like this. I want to move to the United States. Like, most of the world wants to be here, which is why we have the immigration problem we have. Yet somehow the Democrats that are wanting open borders and the free flow of immigration of whoever the fuck wants in are the same people saying this place is terrible, which why, if this place is so terrible, does literally everyone on the planet want to be here?
Well,
I don't get
because I'm gonna simplify this again. It's really simple. It's because they suck at life. And they take it out on people on social media because they don't have the balls to take it out on anybody in real life. So they do it by hiding behind their screens. They're weak, they're cowards, they're lame, they're full of crap, and they're hiding their true identities in real life. Social media gives them the ability to do that. So, but it's also the same people. You'll notice, SK, that it's the exact same people who are attacking those that are earnestly trying to help fix this country, are the same people who are driving the foreign influence operation narratives across social media too. It's the same cadre
and it's all
of
about
losers.
money.
It's
And
all about money.
And the crazy thing is, the only people that aren't being paid ridiculous amounts of money are the people that are doing this because they truly care. Like,
That's right.
I spend so much time. I've spent since January of 2024 at how I stumbled upon all of this. I can't even explain it to you. But I've spent since January 2024 on social media in a way that I never wanted to be or expected to be. And I spend tons of time for exactly $0. The only money I've ever been paid for this is from the content that I produce on TikTok or, well, recently X, but TikTok mostly. And I don't even do that. I hate making videos. I despise making videos. I don't even do it because I hate it. I never was going to turn my camera on. I was never going to do any of that. I get paid $0. And I tell my kids every day, I'm a hypocrite, you guys. I am a hypocrite because I've raised my kids. Time is money and you have to know your worth and do all these things. And then here I am since January of 2024, spending almost every waking moment researching and making content and doing what I can to try to change this country for exactly $0.
Well, there is an investment.
But you're having an impact, an investment in the future of this country. And you know what? I'm going to tell you right now. Listen, chat, everybody that's listening, there is, and I know that SK doesn't get a lot of time on this show a lot of times because Patriot Dad and I are bloviators. None of what we do would exist without her research. Let's just honestly, none of the deep research, none of the deep analysis, none of the content, frankly, would exist without what SK does and what she contributes to people like Lisa Logan, Data Republican, Gary over on Paramount Tactical. I mean, SK is not an anonymous person. You don't know her name because she doesn't want you to know it, but she is not fucking anonymous. She's actually creating indictments, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, a lot of the indictments you've seen has come from her fucking research, and you don't know it because you don't need to know it, actually.
And it's verifiable information. Look, so
Yes.
I don't know if you guys in the chat may not know, real quick, SK, let me just say this. You guys in the chat may not know this, but the back office production team is not just a group of guys that are putting together videos and funny memes and stuff like that. There's actually a pretty sophisticated, I don't know if I would call it an LLM,
but it is
It is. It's
okay.
AI. It's AI. It's AI.
There's a very
he's created his own model of our show.
there's a sophisticated
Guarding
LL.
the grid
Yeah.
needs to go
Yes,
up on
he
the
has.
screen
Yes, he
because
has.
that is hilarious.
There is
Oh my God.
there is a sophisticated LLM running in the background of this show that we have just been given a little bit of visibility into its feedback on the content of the show, because we want to make it better. We want to try to figure out, how do we turn this in from just this sloppy show of three patriots that cobbled this thing together, barely have enough time in our day to pull content together for a 2-hour show, but somehow we do it, and it's messy and it's a giant shit show half the time. We want to try to evolve this into something that is a real viable product out there. So the AI has been looking at the content of the show. And I don't know if you know this, folks, you probably do, because you guys are the ones that stick around. The analysis that we're seeing puts this show in the top 1 to 2% of all political content podcasts in the marketplace, because of the depth and the breadth of the content that we talk about. Because we can talk about things that most people have no idea about, but we would not be a panel were it not for SK's research. That is what sets this group apart. Otherwise, we'd just be a bunch of pinheads up here talking about the same headlines everybody else is talking about day in and day out. SK alone is the reason why this podcast is analyzed as the top 1 to 2% of all political content out there, because it is so specific and it is so well researched and it is so in depth. And she's the one who does that. I don't do that. Nam doesn't do that.
No.
SK is the one that's doing that.
Yep. And
You guys
Anonymous,
stop.
my ass.
They're full
here's
of
the thing.
shit. They're
no,
lying.
Stop.
It's
Stop.
not
SK, stop.
true.
Listen. We're going to pile on you a little bit. We're 37 minutes into the pile on. Who is SK for Marissa, by the way?
Also, yes, it
Listen.
is Sarah. It's been said several times. It is Sarah. Also, if you're going to write it, make sure you put an H at the end, because that's how you spell it. That's how it's spelled in the Bible, and that's the proper way to spell it.
That's
If you're
right.
offended, I'm really not sorry.
Yep.
I
What were you
do,
saying, Nam?
I don't know. I've totally forgotten now.
All right. Do we want to advance
totally
the show?
I think we need to advance the show. I think Marissa knows who you are. SK is not an anonymous account. There's SK right there. She's real. And by the way, she's BFFs with Data Republican and Lisa Logan, a bunch of other people, and she's on our panel. She's real. And the work she's done has gotten people arrested, just so you know.
And more importantly,
all clear.
You guys,
People have been arrested because of her research.
That's not true. Can you
Well, it
guys
is, yeah.
put up
It's
guarding the grid? He literally said earlier, he said, I know her name. And then he said, it's Samsonite.
Oh, there it is. I know her name is Samsonite. Listen, hold on. I do want to go back. I do, because we can't leave this. We can't leave this alone. We had someone over on Rumble. If we're going to switch topics, it's a good time. We got a timeline cleanse we have to play also.
all right.
We had someone over on Rumble, Pedraicot, Padraicot. I don't know how to say that. Gifted literally 10 subscriptions to Rumble, to the Rumble crew. That is
Wow.
freaking
I didn't
amazing.
even know there were subscriptions on
amazing.
Rumble.
Yeah,
so
there are
there's
Thank you.
that.
subscriptions on Rumble. That is freaking incredible. That's fantastic. I think what we're going to do right now, just because I'm in charge, I'm the producer, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do just a little bit of a timeline cleanse, and then we're going to get actually back on, back on topic. Ready? This is Jalopy from the back office crew. From the back office crew.
In our last episode, the Patriot Source back office team just completely misplaced the world's first trillionaire. Turns out he is stuck in a galaxy far, far away. And now they have to get to Texas to help figure out what to do. Of course, they don't have a car. Go figure.
Chad, chill with the attitude.
Sorry, you would be a little testy too if you got your legs eaten by a T-Rex. Oh look, guarding the grid found them an old piece of shit. Introducing
Excuse me,
the Jalopy.
that is
You
not
would
an
think
old
with
piece
those
of shit,
pallets
no.
of cash that they got from the Diet Coke bombs that they would have been able to buy something nicer.
Listen, I'm stopping the production. I'm sorry. That is not
That's
an old piece of
American
shit.
muscle.
I would pay good. Anybody would pay good money for that car right now.
And
That
they
is
light it
not
on
an old piece of
fire.
shit.
Rust
Yes, but you
and
know what?
all. That'll
Ru-
survive an
That's
EMP.
patina. I'm sorry. That's patina. All right, we're gonna get back to the show because I haven't seen this yet. But
We
that
probably
is
should
not
watch these
a
before we
maybe
premiere them.
That's not a jalopy. It's 70 Mustang. Who the hell said 70 Mustang? What the no? That's like it's
A
like
72.
a Chevelle, maybe. It's like a Chevelle. It's not a. I don't know what it is. It's not.
It's an
like a
AI
Chevelle,
version
it's a
of an
Nova.
American-made car.
Yes,
It's
yes,
like
that's
an
what it is. All right.
amalgamation of Mustang and Chevy.
There's no Mustang in that, dude. That's
Sure it
all.
is.
That's all Chevy. No, that's Pontiac and Chevy. There's no Ford in that.
All
Here we
right, play the rest of the video.
Here we go. All right.
Apparently, Jake knows his way around clunkers. These boys better step on it. Elon could be getting his legs eaten by a Martian right now. What the hell?
Wait, what happened to the narrator guy? Sir, it's 1863. The narrator guy hasn't been born yet. Oh! What was that, General de Plume?
It's okay, Patriot Horse.
Wait, is that supposed to be SK?
Why do I look like I just got the shit beat out of me by my husband?
because they shit beat out of you by she's like, get me out of this car. What is happening? I don't understand what this video is. Possibly a Roadrunner or Super Bee, maybe.
I feel like we need My Name is Earl playing in the background.
Earl's gotta die. Earl's gotta die.
Yeah, that one. Finding chicks with dicks.
Yes. Holy shit! What is happening? What is this thing doing? Why is there lightning?
That's the guarding color to it.
Great. I've just been sitting here talking to myself like Lieutenant Dan while these guys go and just up and disappear. That's it. I quit.
What the hell did we just watch?
I have no idea. But it was fun. I mean, the chat was fantastic. So guarding, I'm going to need guarding and Jake. What kind of car is that? I'm thinking Chevelle, Nova, something along those lines, 68 to 72, somewhere around there. I don't know what it is, but we need to know. We need to know what the
So SK
hold
got
on,
left with
hold
her
on.
ancestors.
Pause. Boggs Chip said, I already thought you were cool as hell, SK. Then I found out you're a native girl from Oklahoma, as
Oh
am
my God.
I. Well,
She's a card
welcome,
carrier, by the way.
fellow Oklahoma and whatever the
Who,
word
It's just an
was.
Okie.
I don't know.
Bog said that?
It's just an
Oh my
Okie.
God.
Yes.
Your fellow Okies.
Where it is.
Yes.
Where it is. Where it is. Yeah. SK is a
Yes.
card carrying tribe member, by the way. I don't know if you know
Also,
that.
not gonna lie, I have always thought you were a dude, Boggs.
So have I, honestly.
I totally
My
thought
bad.
Boggs was a dude. Literally. Yeah.
We used
SK
the wrong
has a tribe
pronouns for
card.
you, and
You know
I'm
what?
sorry.
You know, at least there's one good thing that came out of that timeline cleanse is it reminded me, because we were gonna open the show with this information, but then of course I stirred the pot. We had to get SK going. But happy Juneteenth, everybody. It is now a federal holiday.
I mean,
I
my
got the
husband
day
gets
off
a day off
today.
work, so it's
Hold
Actually,
on,
we don't really
actually.
know when Juneteenth is. It's
Hold
just
on.
kind of this
It's
like
June
random
19th.
bit.
It's June 19th. Listen, we're going to call it June 19th. But if you spent any amount of time on the wrong side of TikTok, you were told the last 3 days that if you're white, you are not allowed to celebrate Juneteenth. Just so
But
you all know. Even
but
though
wait.
all of my white friends, they got the day off, they're like, sweet, I'm going to play golf.
But
I don't know
wait.
why anybody would be upset with Republicans celebrating Juneteenth, because you wouldn't have a Juneteenth were it not for Republicans.
That's true,
Right.
but also pause, because I'm about to ruin all of y'all's idea. Also, when I drink, I get real
That's
southern
okay.
in Oklahoma. I'm sorry.
Do it.
No, I'm about to ruin it. Oh, Jesus. Now I can't look at the screen.
She can't look at herself on the big screen. You got to take her down. She
I
can't do it.
can't listen either. And
All
then
right.
I can't concentrate and I get
Just
off track.
talk.
I
Just
can't do
talk.
it.
Just
Okay.
talk.
So listen, I'm about to ruin it for all of you people that really think that Juneteenth was the end of slavery. Because fun fact, it wasn't. Because being an Oklahoma girl, also a tribal member, the tribes didn't get word till much later than Juneteenth that
So you
the
all need your own
slaves
holiday then.
had been freed. So the slaves weren't actually freed till much later than Juneteenth. And that's because, again, the tribes didn't get word. Because if you didn't know your American history, the tribes also had slaves. So there's that.
Well, so it sounds like there needs to be another Juneteenth, like maybe an
Hold on.
Octobereth or something like that.
Stop. So you guys know what Juneteenth actually means, right? There were some slaves in Texas, right? Who they were told that, oh, now you're free. And then I think there was like 230 of them, and 190 of them went and started the Texas Republican Party. You guys so the Democrats, you guys need to understand this. You need to understand this. So in the state of Texas, there were like 240, 250 slaves who were told that you are now freed, and 190 of them said, yes, we are freed. And by the way, we would like to go and start the Texas Republican Party, all black people, all slaves, because the Republican, Abraham Lincoln, and the Republicans are the ones who freed them. They're like, we're going to start our own Republican Party in the state of Texas. So all of you Democrats and communists and losertarians, everybody that's in the state of Texas who wants to turn the state of Texas blue, just know that the state of Texas Republican Party started with 190 black slaves who were freed by Abraham Lincoln. Let that sink in.
But hold on. Patriotic
No,
girl. It's Patriotic Girl's birthday. I
Wait.
think we need a happy birthday song to play for Patriotic Girl, because
I don't
Patriotic
think we
Girl
have
has
one.
been here for a long
I
time.
don't-
We should
I'm
find
not
one.
singing. I'm not
Back
singing.
office
Are you
boys.
singing?
I'm
Are
not
you
singing.
singing?
And the
I'm
reason
not
I'm not
singing.
singing
I'm not
is because I have a kid that can actually sing, and now that I know what it sounds like, I should probably not do it.
Well, bring him in. Bring him or her in. Bring him in.
But Patriotic Girl, happy birthday from
Yes.
the Patriot Source podcast, and to one of our pretty much P1
Yes.
or P0,
Yes.
whatever you guys call
P0, probably P0.
Yes.
Yeah.
it. P0 people in the Patriot family chat. Happy birthday. I hope you
By
had
the
a
way-
good day today.
all of you in the chat, make sure you exit out. SK, you do this. Exit out.
Oh,
hit the
yeah.
like, hit all that.
We
Yes.
suck at this self-promotion thing. So if you watch YouTube on a regular basis and you watch people that know what they're actually doing, do all the things that they tell you to do, like subscribe and like, and go watch the replay, and make sure you comment on the replay video and share it to all your socials, and subscribe or become a member or send a super chat or a Rumble rant or whatever the hell. I didn't even know there were memberships on Rumble until today. So that's where we're at.
Hey, if we're doing I guess useless historical facts, here's an interesting one. Nam, you just talked about how 190 some black freed slaves went out and immediately started a Republican Party in the state of Texas. Do you know who was instrumental in the foundation of the Republican Party? As a matter of fact, one of the founders of the Republican Party is a guy by the name of Henry Clay. Do you know who Henry Clay is? He's also one of the founders of the American system. Did you know that?
Explain that. Well, because are we getting ready to do a context switch?
Yeah, we are going to do a bit of a context switch.
Let's do it.
And this is a really good segue to it. But what a lot of people don't realize is that the American system literally is the foundational economic system of the original Republican Party. It is the economic model that Abraham Lincoln ran on, and he used to basically build the United States, the Transcontinental Railroad, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I just thought it was interesting that we're celebrating Juneteenth, which is the recognition that there were a handful of slaves that had not yet been, quote unquote, set free. And the first thing they did is they joined a political party based off of the American system. Henry Clay was actually the first chairman of the very first Republican Party platform conference that they pulled together. The very first. The guy who created at least what we understand to be the modern American system today is one of the founders of the Republican Party. Fascinating stuff.
Yeah, we have not actually touched any of our content. We're 52 minutes in. We've touched.
Well, no, we're going to right now, because I think it's time that we kind of address some of the propaganda that's been going on today. As you guys know, earlier in the week, President Trump signed a memorandum of understanding with Iran, and then publicly there was a signing of that. I think it was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday.
That's a lie. That didn't happen. That's
No, I saw
all
it
just propaganda.
Well, now the effort from the radical left and the FAGA fake ass black pill want to be America first crowd, because they can't quite deal with the reality that everything that they said was going to happen in Iran did not happen.
Literally none of it.
None of
like
it. I mean,
zero.
None of
happened.
it. We were
None of it.
supposed to go into a forever war. We were supposed to see oil go up to $200 a barrel. We were supposed to see a quagmire. Hell, some of them were even trying to convince themselves and everybody else that we had lost the war, that Iran had defeated us easily, that Trump was being dragged into a conflict by his nose from a country that has fewer people than New Jersey, that he's totally bought and paid for by Bibi Netanyahu. This is the stuff that they needed you to believe. And yet we and a few other people continued to try to press the point that there are very specific objectives, that when those objectives are met, that we will be handing over regional control of Iran and the entire Middle East to the Abraham Accords using a Donroe Doctrine mindset and an American system economic system. And we talked on Wednesday about how in that memorandum of understanding, there were only two things that were absolutely critical to come out of this Iran conflict. And both of them were codified in the language of that MOU. Both of them. No nuclear weapons, and taking over every piece of the globalist system financial apparatus that they use to create choke points and to strangle the global economy. And both of those were codified in the memorandum of understanding. So the first thing that happens today is you see Hezbollah lob a bunch of rockets at Israeli forces who are still in Lebanon. And then you see Israel respond with a bunch of counteroffensive attacks on Hezbollah. And then you have what's left of the radical elements of the IRGC, because remember, most of them are dead, laying under piles of bodies of other dead people, like the original Gayatollah and all of his Gayatollah friends and their
Well,
pals. are
Gayatollah
all
2,
dead.
and then
Gayatollah 2
3.
very well may be dead, but we don't know because all we've seen is a cardboard cutout of him with a picture of his face. He's probably dead also. But nonetheless, SK, you look like you're getting ready to say something.
I
sorry.
am, because whoever's in control of all of this and knows how to like operate it, the comments aren't on the screen, and I just noticed it an hour
Holy
into the
smokes!
show.
No.
That is that's me. That is all
I've
me.
been
I'm
putting
so
like
sorry.
great comments in the comments section, and they haven't been on the
Oh,
screen this
geez.
whole time.
So the AI is not going to like this, by the way, because the AI is very critical. The AI is like the production chaos is very evident in their show. Is what the AI.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Well,
SK, if I can,
we're
SK.
not professionals.
Yes.
One of
at all.
the call outs in the feed and the readout of the AI SK is that you
Are
love
underutilized.
to take, you're very underutilized. And the other thing is that you do a really good job of taking Patriot Dad off of his train of thought, chasing a squirrel somewhere else, and then he really struggles to get back on topic again.
I
That
don't
actually
believe
happened.
it.
That actually
It's in there.
happened.
It's
SK
in
is
the
derailing
readout,
the
SK.
It is in the
podcast. I
readout.
don't
It's in the
believe
readout.
it.
It is in
And
the
to
readout. But at
think-
the same time, SK
and-
is underutilized. So
Yeah,
maybe
which
that's
is
her
wild.
shtick.
Also, it's AI. It hallucinates a lot. So probably that
No,
whole
it's actually very good
underutilized
feedback.
part, probably
Anyway,
hallucinating.
can
but
we
the
get to the
squirrel
content?
part and
Yeah, all right.
derailing part, that's
Well, here's what we need to
accurate.
do. So we need to play JD on Iran. So we've got a clip of JD Vance, I think, is doing a pretty good job of framing up how we got here and where we are today. And we've got a few other clips of JD, because I don't know if you've been paying attention, but JD is probably one of the few voices in this debate right now that is actually making sense. I'm listening to JD Vance talk today, and I'm like, yep, I completely resonate with what this guy is saying, because the narrative, you either have to be 100% on Israel's side, or you have to want to see Bibi Netanyahu thrown in prison. There's no middle ground in the debate. And what JD Vance is laying out for you is the position that this team has probably been laying out before anybody else, which is that we're both sovereign nations and we are allowed to have our own objectives, But that's not what this clip is about.
I think we said that on day two of the. All right, you ready? Here we go.
Yeah, play the JD on Iran.
Are not even in the substance of the deal itself, but something I said earlier are, number one, the Gulf Coast Coalition loves this deal because they think that it makes Iran weaker. They hated the Obama deal because they thought that it made Iran stronger. They know more about this, and they have more to lose than anybody, including the United States of America, so I trust their judgment. The second thing is where the deal came from. You have to remember, in 2015, Iran had built a sophisticated nuclear weapons program with a nuclear weapons stockpile. So the perspective that we came at as the United States was, you already have a really nice nuclear program, we're going to bribe you with American money in order to stop it. Our perspective and where we're coming at it is, we already destroyed your nuclear program. And so if you promise and show verifiable pathways to not rebuild it, then we're willing to give you some sanctions relief and things like that. So it's a fundamentally different perspective. Now, there are all these substantive differences as well. The Obama nuclear deal allowed enrichment. Ours will not. The Obama deal allowed the accumulation of stockpiled weapons-grade material. Ours is actually leading to the destruction of that stockpile of enriched material. So there are many differences. The Obama deal gave them over $1 billion of American money. This deal gives them $0 of American money. So a lot of substantive differences, but I think the most important differences are where we're coming at it from a position of strength and the fact that our Gulf Coast partners love this deal.
You know,
that's freaking incredible.
The fact that JD Vance has spent the last 3 days or longer out there fighting the propaganda war, because everyone's trying to convince you that this $300 billion fund is being funded by U.S. taxpayers. And from day one, we've all known it's not. Now, pull up that Reuters clip that I have.
But wait, Donald Trump
here.
posted about this. I think I put it in the Dropbox, his Truth Social post. I think I put Iran, Trump, Truth Social post.
Okay, we'll pull that up in a second. So the point that JD Vance keeps making is one that we have got to nail this to the wall, folks. We have to nail it to the wall. Everybody who is out there talking about this $300 billion fund being a creation of the U.S. taxpayers and funded by the U.S. taxpayers, they've known this entire time that that's not true. This is an article written, or it was posted on June 17th, on Wednesday. A Reuters article that was reposted by Yahoo News. It says exclusive Iran deal includes $300 billion fund, more than half of which is already committed, sources say. Now, I clipped this article up a little bit so that I didn't have to go through all of the junk that they put in it. But look at this first paragraph here. It says the fund's existence has been previously reported, but Reuters is revealing for the first time that more than half of the amount has already been committed and that it would be comprised entirely of private sector funds. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You mean that the narrative that's being pushed out there is that U.S. taxpayers are going to be funding this reconstruction fund, and yet Reuters has known this entire time, and they're finally revealing it on Wednesday, that that fund is made up entirely of private sector money? And I'm going to read what the rest of it here. It says the new fund is a private investment vehicle, not a reconstruction or reparations program, and will not include any government money or grants. Companies based in the U.S., the Gulf Arab states, Asia, South America, and Africa have agreed to commit financing. Investments pledged span energy, logistics, manufacturing, and transport. You mean to tell me that the media has known this entire time that that fund is going to be funded by U.S. and other countries' private sector industries? And yet we've been spending the last week fighting a propaganda war that taxpayers are going to fund this? They've known the whole time. No, you're still muted, dude. I don't know if you know that.
I have something I want to say. Chomps, if you want to sponsor this podcast, we would love to take your sponsorship. Thank you.
Hey, can we get a hashtag chomps in the AI derived new description that happens 2 days from now? That'd be great. I mean, of course the media knew this. I mean, this is the same media that knew that the Ukraine impeachment hoax from instantiation until they cast the vote in the House, that it was all fake. They all knew it was. They all knew. COVID. I mean, all of it. I mean, of course they knew. Of course they knew. SK, so, who's Tanny? Who's Tanny? Tanny's here. Who's Tanny?
She's from TikTok.
Okay. Hi, Tanny. Nice to meet you. Nice
so
to see you.
As we wrap up this segment, because we're not going to spend a lot more time on it today, because I think the point that everyone needs to walk away from is this:
Hold
is that
on. Trump posted about this.
I can't find it. SK, I can't find it.
I literally put it in the Dropbox. It's called like Trump Truth Social today.
Okay, see if we can find that and throw it up if we can. The point that I think everybody needs to take away from this is simple. It's that what you're seeing play out on social media right now and in the media is more of the same foreign influence operation to try to muddy up the successes that we're seeing actually happen in the real world. JD Vance is out there talking about it. We've got President Trump out there talking about it. You have the gasoline and oil industry that is stabilizing. The only thing that I was looking at today was the price of the barrel of oil. As we were hearing about the Iranian IRGC coming out and saying that they were going to reclose the Straits of Hormuz, come to find out that they were just bluffing. They weren't closing anything. All they're doing is basically saying, hey, if you're going to take a ship through the Straits, then you're going to have to register with us. There has been some reduced passage, but it has nothing to do with the IRGC threatening anybody. It has to do with the fact that there's still landmines in the middle of the Straits and they have to remove those. You are watching an IRGC that is a fragment of an element of a regime that is collapsed, and they are still trying to remain relevant. And then you're watching a fake ass black pill wannabe America first losertarian cabal of complete idiots who are trying to remain relevant. Also, what I was paying attention to today was the price of oil. That is the indicator that I think, at least currently, that's going to tell us whether or not we actually have more conflict in front of us or if things are easing. And you know what happened with the price of oil today? Nothing. Nothing. It fell below 80. It's collapsed down to around 72. It's now been hovering around 73, 74, 76, kind of going back and forth a little bit for the last 36 hours. And you know why that is? It's because of item number 10 and the memorandum of understanding. We own the financial levers that the globalists used to use energy as a club against the American people. We own it.
How beautiful will it be when you do not have a chaotic regime, levers being pulled by globalists that can say, you know what, let's just throw this whole MOU, this whole agreement, let's just throw it in chaos. Let's just, I don't know, let's spike the price of oil. They can't do it. They don't have the ability to do it anymore. They don't. And now that we know, I mean, guys, go back and watch Wednesday's episode when Patriot Dad explains exactly, I mean, the overestimation, everything that they did to try to create the chaos, it was all designed to get the American people to say, I don't want any more of this. It's too painful, to put pressure on President Trump to say, okay, I surrender. That's what all of this was about, because they knew that we were going into a midterm election, right? We're going into a midterm election. And if the economy's in trouble, gas prices are high, everything that comes with that it would have been disastrous. His presidency would have been over.
That's right.
But they don't have the power anymore. They don't have the power to do it.
That's right. And you know what was even funnier? And I made a joke earlier today, and I'm going to reiterate the joke because I think it's hilarious, is that if you want evidence that there is in fact a failed alien hybrid program out there where they take humans and they breed them with alien species and they create,
just look at the left,
and they create a hybrid version. Well, that process takes a very long time. And there's been some of those that have fallen off the back of the UAP who've kind of landed on Earth, and then they've tried to survive. Those are the people that you're seeing in the Losertarian lives today. Those are them. Those are the people that you're seeing on social media. They're the failed alien hybrid experiments who are not smart enough to understand what's happening in the world. So instead, they do things like say, did you see that the Straits of Hormuz was closed again today? No, it wasn't, you idiot. It was open. You're just not smart enough to be able to tell when you're being lied to.
Well, because they read memes. You understand that almost everything that these people think that they believe comes from an actual meme on TikTok. They're like, I read, and it's coming from a bot. I mean, the meme comes from a bot, and they read it, and they're like, well, that's the truth.
But Nam, I saw it on X. I saw somebody post that the Iran closed the Straits of Hormuz again today. I saw it.
Hold on. I moved it. I don't know where I originally put it because again, I'm technologically illiterate, which is hilarious that there are people that are in the Cantifa cult that think that I'm somehow capable of being some mastermind behind some diversion in the Charlie Kirk assassination.
Is this a video or an image? What is it?
No, it's an image. There it is, right there.
I got it. Oh, there we go. You got it too. So we both brought it up. All right.
What is this? Oh, these are the two posts from Trump today. First one, we didn't meet out of desperation. Iran did. They are finished. We'll play out the 60 days. They get no money, not 10 cents. They're not getting a penny from us. They're getting it from private sector investors. Yeah, and the one before that, the war has diminished Iran. It doesn't any longer have an air force, a navy, anti-aircraft equipment, radar, or practically anything else. And yet the Democrats say that Iran is better off now than it was 4 months ago. Can you imagine getting away with that? How stupid can some people be, President Donald J. Trump? I just explained it to you, Mr. President. These are the failed alien hybrid experiments that fell off the back of the UAP. Even the aliens didn't want them.
But according to Sunni, that's regime change. Just FYI.
I mean, regime change happened, Sunni. I don't know how to explain it to you other than it happened. It's just not the regime that you wanted to accuse
It's
people
still
of
the same
changing.
government. It's still the IRGC. There was no regime change. Just because the leaders changed doesn't mean the whole regime changed. You don't change the whole government. If Trump's taken out, JD Vance takes over. If JD Vance is taken out, the Speaker of the House takes over. It's still the same government. There's no regime change.
Wow. I mean,
let's do this now.
This was regime change, but it wasn't what the losertarians think that regime. They think that regime change is we put boots on the ground, we go in there, we depose someone, and then we make sure that they have democratic elections. We stab their finger in purple ink. That's their idea of regime change, and President Trump did it so differently. I mean, it's so clean, and now there's going to be strife in Iran because the IRGC is neutered essentially, and then you've got basically the entire country hates the IRGC, and then in the next couple of years, you're going to see. I'm telling you, you're going to see the Iranian people are going to actually have the ability to stand up against the hardliners, the religious fanatics that have turned them from the 1970s when they were in bikinis and jeans and halter tops and they were having a great time to what they were, basically the Handmaid's Tale. They are the Handmaid's Tale, by the way. What happened to Iran is literally a Handmaid's Tale. And
what it's based on.
Literally, that's what the author wouldn't say it publicly because she didn't want to be attacked. But that's the Handmaid's Tale is written about what happened to Iran when the DC came into power.
That's right.
And I don't know why you keep freaking trying to attribute Trump with that.
And
Literally.
Speaking of the Handmaid's Tale, you should probably go look up the UK rape gang inquiry and read that because also that's what's coming to the United States if we continue to allow Democrat policy.
We can't cover that here, I don't think. But
well, I think we do have a thread that maybe we can cover next week. Matt Vince Wohl wrote an incredible thread on it that I think sanitizes the details but highlights the horror of it all. Maybe we'll get to that. Nam, let's do this. I want to pull up. Where did the other? Oh, I want to do this. Okay, I want to do JD on Israel. When I saw this clip today, yeah, it's up here. When I saw this clip today, I was like, finally, somebody gets the relationship between the United States and Israel as it should exist. It doesn't have to be the Mark Levin version where everything except 100% wholehearted support of everything that Israel wants to do is the only answer. And it doesn't have to be the fake ass black pill wannabe America first Ryan Mata version, which is another Holocaust. There is another way to approach this, which is we are sovereign nations. We have different objectives and we should be able to pursue them.
It's the whole point. It's the whole point of the American system. That's what Trump is implementing. Listen.
Interest in Israeli interests because they're not always the same. But the second.
Hold on, we got to start that.
And so I do think that sometimes, advocates of Israel or pro-Israel people in the United States make two critical mistakes. One, on the one hand, is not delineating between America's interests and Israeli interests because they're not always the same. But the second is always conflating criticism of a particular government with Jew hatred. Because if everything is Jew hatred, then nothing is Jew hatred. I actually think Jew hatred is very bad, which is why I think we have to be very careful about not calling it's kind of like how progressives for 20 years called everything racist. And if everything's racism, nothing is racism. And we have to be very careful not to, in order to serve a certain foreign policy objective, try to criticize somebody as anti-Semitic when they're just not.
Yeah, I completely agree with all that. And I think that distinction is important. However, from my vantage point, it seems to me like the bigger problem is I don't know exactly how I would describe it in a way that would be charitable, but almost like Israel derangement syndrome, going beyond, okay, yeah, we don't like Israeli policies. We don't think that we should put the priorities of any country first. Completely agree with that. That's fine. But the obsession that some people have, I would say on the right, with blaming all of their problems on Israel, all of their disagreements with Trump on some secret Israeli influence. And I'm not saying all of those people hate every Jewish person, but it seems to get there really fast. I see that more prominently on the right than I see true Israel first kind of obsession that you seem to be describing.
So I see
I have both
both,
to
and
pick
I think
with
both
this.
are bad. And I'm probably particularly sensitive to the first thing because of the last 2 days I've been defending the president's decision to
It's true.
end the Iran deal. And I find often the arguments are, well, Israel doesn't think this is good, therefore it's bad. And my reaction is Israel's opinions matter, but fundamentally they are separate. But you're right. I mean, there are certainly people who take every frustration with the Trump administration, every policy disagreement becomes because of Israel. And that is absolutely wrong. And again, I think that is one of those things that can bleed into some very dark places.
Yeah.
So I think that it's upon us as leaders, as public commentators, to just try to be very rational about this, to try to distinguish what is legitimate disagreement from ethnic hatred. And you just got to be careful about it. But I actually think both the Trump administration, but the right generally is in a place of figuring this stuff out.
That's right. Nam, you said you had a bone to pick. Before you do, is that not one of the most reasonable perspectives on this topic that you've heard from anybody today?
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I've forgotten about the bone that I want to pick with Allie Beth Stuckey. I just want to say, I think that JD Vance being out there and selling and explaining this and not Marco Rubio, I think that is Trump's tap on the shoulder.
Unpopular opinion. I don't 100% trust JD Vance.
Well, you don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Or
fair.
at all,
Fair.
for that matter.
I just maybe JD's just a better communicator as far as Trump's concerned. But
That is true. And he's really good with the media and debate.
yes, to me, this looks like Trump's unofficial tap as his replacement or his successor. That's what this looks like to me. And maybe I'm wrong. We got 2.5 years or 2 years and 4 months, whatever. We got a long time, but I think that's what that signals.
Yeah, and I think also, being the head of the State Department is a very different role than vice president. This is the job that the vice president, particularly JD Vance, who's as well prepared to communicate these nuances as he is. There isn't anyone that could do it as well as him. I mean, Rubio could do it as well, but he has a different perspective. His job is not to go out and sell the president's agenda. His job is to negotiate with Iran. That's his job.
Well, his job is to sell the president's agenda to the rest of the world. I understand that. I do get that. So I just think seeing JD out there and it's been a masterclass literally everywhere he's been, and he's been everywhere in the last week. It's been crazy. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we're going to move on.
Four Strike says, I'm just going to say The View likes him for $1.99. Yep.
I don't know if I sent that video or not, but those heifers on The View are literally fighting over. He didn't charm me. It didn't work on me. They were literally fighting over all of that after one of them, Navarro, I think, which I don't even know who's on The View anymore, but I think the thing said Navarro.
She's the Republican.
Oh, yeah. Okay. She said, but he came in here and talked all nice and charmed all of you guys. And Joy Behar's like, oh, it didn't work on me because she said it worked on you, Joy. And Joy's like, oh, it didn't work on me. And then all of them are like, it didn't work on me. And they're like fighting over the fact that JD Vance didn't charm them in any way. And they definitely didn't like him.
Imagine basing your opinion on somebody on how you think other people would look at you at a cocktail party, because that's all that group of people did.
I give zero fucks about what anyone thinks about me on social media or anything. It affects my actual life zero.
Hold on. I listen. I've never been found at a cocktail party literally my entire life, but I can tell you, I can imagine JD Vance would own any cocktail party he went to.
Well, true. But if JD Vance is not at the cocktail party, then Joy Behar cannot ever be known at that cocktail party to be somebody that was worked over by JD Vance.
Well, Joy Behar is the annoying person that you don't want to talk to at a cocktail party.
You guys,
She's the one who
let's just
corners
be
you
honest.
at every
you
cocktail
have
party.
to
Yes,
actually
yes,
like
she
people
is,
and
she
want to leave your house to even be at a
Well,
cocktail party.
I
You have
mean-
to like not sit around and think of excuses you can give to not show up.
Yep.
Exactly. Listen, I get that. I get that.
All right. As we
Oh, that's
wrap
fair.
this segment up, the last thing I want to say, folks, is over the
Hold on.
next several days, you
We've
need
got
to
one more
recognize-
video from your
Okay.
segment.
Wait, what is it? I don't think so. Do we?
The
Oh, okay.
JCPOA, the Obama nuclear catastrophe, which was so bad. When Obama left, he didn't hit their military. Sure. He didn't damage their Navy or destroy their Air Force. I destroyed the Air Force. I destroyed their anti-aircraft weapons. That's why we were flying over there totally unimpeded. We turned off all the stealth. They couldn't do a damn thing. He didn't do any of that stuff. He didn't kill their leadership. I did twice, 2.5 times to be exact. He didn't do anything to Soleimani. I killed Soleimani.
And you killed the Ayatollah.
And I killed the
And a number
Ayatollah.
of IRGC officials.
And I
in multiple
sadly hurt the other Ayatollah, who I will tell you, I did not meet him. I did not speak to him, but people were speaking to him. But he's got a certain braveness because he's badly injured.
Oh, the second,
Yes,
Khamenei,
the
current,
son,
the
yeah.
junior. Nevertheless,
Real quick, did you see what Trump just did there? Do you guys see that? Can we spend a couple seconds just kind of helping people understand how to dissect Donald Trump and the way he negotiates? Did you see what he just did? See, Donald Trump knows that he's going to eventually be talking to somebody that calls themselves the Gayatollah. As a matter of fact, it's come out, I think earlier today, that the Gayatollah says that he is now in favor of direct conversations with the United States, which means President Trump is likely, if the Gayatollah is still alive, to talk to him directly. And did you see what he just did there? He just puffed up the Gayatollah, put him in a position where he's like, okay, I don't think this guy is as much of a coward as what I really think he is, because I want to puff him up a little bit. I want
course,
to
that's
blow
what he does.
smoke up his ass a little bit. I want to
Yes,
make him feel
yes.
good about himself so that when he sits down with him or gets on a phone call with him, he can
He's not
steamroll
defensive.
him.
He's not defensive. No. Listen, you don't want to go into a negotiation with someone who's on their back foot.
That's right.
And President Trump puts them in a position where they feel like they're on their front foot, where they feel good about themselves, so that he can ultimately then steamroll them. I mean, guys, literally, if you don't understand how President Trump operates, this is the reason why he talks up Putin. It's the reason why he talks up Kim Jong-un. It's the reason he talks all of these leaders up. He wants them to come into the negotiation feeling good about themselves. Otherwise, they come in with a very different set of things that they want to get out of the negotiation. I mean, I don't understand how people don't see how this man operates. It is as obvious as the sky is blue. I don't get it. Anyway.
Hey, I put a screenshot into the Dropbox.
you.
I thought I put
I
it there
got you.
before, but I just added it just now.
All right, let's
I got
move
you.
on from this
Is it
topic. We
relevant
want to get
now?
to
Is it
other stuff
relevant
tonight
now?
too.
You said Gayatollah, and I
Yeah.
thought this was perfect.
Is it relevant now? What's it called?
Yes, it's IMG something. It's an image.
Oh, an IMG. Oh, CFSK.
SK, are you putting these things in the right folder?
Dude, I have no idea where they're going. I know there's a lot that's going in the Dropbox with Lisa and Data Republican into random folders in the Dropbox, and I just don't know where they go.
By the way, one of the AI feedbacks that we've seen is the Dropbox production chaos is a real thing.
That's probably my fault. I'll take
No,
ownership for that
it's
because
okay.
I am technologically
SK.
retarded, like
SK,
literally.
you are up. It is your show. And I
What?
want to. It's you're up. It's your
Nobody
show. I wanna
prepared me
start-
for this.
You got a whole bunch of stuff in the Dropbox in here, SK. You got all kinds of stuff. You got let's see.
I put lots of timeline cleanse and funny stuff in there.
You've got
you put none of that.
you've got the DNI Tulsi Gabbard stuff you put in here. Let's talk about Tulsi Gabbard because today was her last day at the DNI and she went out
Hold
with a
on.
I
bang.
think it was
didn't she?
yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
Wasn't it yesterday?
Here we go. I got a video for you guys. I got 2 Tulsi videos for you guys. Ready? Go.
COVID pandemic, Dr. Fauci, as head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, provided millions in U.S. taxpayer dollars to fund dangerous gain-of-function research on bat coronaviruses at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, work which is now widely viewed as the source of the unintentional lab leak that sparked the pandemic. Now, in support of President Trump's maximum transparency mandate, today, on my final day as Director of National Intelligence, I'm releasing never-before-seen communications and documents that expose exactly how Fauci worked with politicized career leadership in the intelligence community to suppress the truth about his actions, the virus's lab leak origins, and his role in directing U.S. funding for this dangerous research that caused immeasurable harm and countless lost lives. Now, these documents expose Fauci's direct role in influencing and manipulating IC assessments on COVID-19 and how Fauci lied to Congress in 2024 when under oath he denied knowledge of or participation in discussions with intelligence officials about viral research. We also received testimony from multiple intelligence community whistleblowers who reported retaliation for challenging the intelligence community's manipulation of intelligence on the virus's origins, once again revealing a clear pattern of suppressing dissent, silencing critics, and burying the truth. Dr. Fauci's close relationships with the intelligence community enabled him to assume three key roles that shield him from scrutiny. First, Dr. Fauci funded dangerous gain-of-function coronavirus research linked to big pharma and their pursuit of universal vaccines worth trillions of dollars. Second, Dr. Fauci was the behind-the-scenes advisor who, alongside his hand-picked so-called experts, pushed the intelligence community to endorse a natural animal origin to hide his dangerous gain-of-function research that he funded using taxpayer dollars, all of this in a deliberate attempt to cover up the truth and shift the blame and attention away from Fauci's own actions. Third, Dr. Fauci became the nation's pandemic pundit, and he publicly pushed lies, disinformation, and censorship using every platform available. Now, according to hundreds of reviewed emails, which are included in this release, the intelligence community almost always incorporated Fauci's recommendations. He promoted a fraudulent paper whose publication he helped prompt as legitimate information for intelligence community consideration. Senior analysts praised Dr. Fauci not as a policymaker, but as what they called an unbiased guide to the real coronavirus experts, while deliberately ignoring experts who might dissent from Fauci's narratives. Now, Fauci didn't stop there. He blatantly lied to Congress under oath during his 2024 testimony to the House Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemic, denying that he ever spoke to any intelligence agency about COVID. Now, the correspondence I'm releasing today directly contradicts his sworn testimony. Now, we received statements from multiple whistleblowers revealing that the intelligence analysts who dared to challenge Dr. Fauci's COVID origin conclusions faced threats of retaliation, marginalization, and many suffered career setbacks. For example, a contractor was terminated just days after coming forward to ODNI as a whistleblower. Another example, those who advocated for the lab leak hypothesis or expressed dissenting views were reminded by their managers that leadership would determine which analysts would be promoted and which would not. The message was clear: go along or be punished. Senior leaders also sought to undermine whistleblowers by removing anonymity, which is required in the whistleblower process, as they made their complaints, and also insisting that their managers or attorneys be present during ODNI meetings where these whistleblowers were coming forward with their testimony, obviously creating an atmosphere of intimidation. The COVID pandemic caused tremendous hardship and pain for millions of our fellow Americans and countless people around the world. Now, after years of lies and censorship and cover-ups, the American people deserve transparency, truth, and accountability. The tactics that were used to hide the truth are straight from the deep state playbook. Politicized self-serving leaders like Dr. Fauci covered up their own wrongdoing and abuses of power, manipulated intelligence, lied to Congress, and undermined a duly elected president by restricting his access to the vital facts he needed to keep the country safe. It's time you know the truth.
Nam, you're muted again.
Okay, but listen. I brought this comment up for a reason, because we've got 650 people in, I think, the YouTube live. I don't know where this is pulling from.
It's pulling from all
And
three.
we got, well, fine, but we got Redwater, who says she knows how to read from a script. Redwater, she wrote the script, and of course she's reading from it, but she wrote it from her research and her investigations into all the bullshit that has gone on in this country before. I mean, of course she's reading from a script, but she wrote it. Are you pretending like, are you acting like, what's the point? Nothing will come of it. I mean, that's fair.
Well, now you know why.
Fair. I mean, Fauci was pardoned, and we may never breach those pardons ever. I mean, it's a pardon. It's a presidential pardon.
But now we know why he was pardoned. Now we know why. And I think a lot of us inherently knew what was going on.
It's not just COVID. Stop it. He got like a 10-year pardon.
Yeah.
We understand
Well,
that.
it's
Yeah, we
because
understand
it's because of his involvement with the biolabs that have now been exposed in Ukraine that a lot of people were censored
And
for even
Ebola.
talking about.
We've got another video on that
HIV.
right here. I think we got
Well,
a
let's
video
pull
on
that
this
up.
right here.
Let's pull that up
I
real
think
quick.
so. I think we got another video on that
Holdings
right here.
and files. Today, I'm releasing new evidence of long-standing U.S. government funding of more than 120 biolabs in over 30 countries. Now, these biolabs include labs in places like Ukraine, which could be at risk of compromise due to the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. In fact, the intelligence community had previously warned that a U.S.-funded biolab in Ukraine likely housed dangerous pathogens and remained vulnerable to long-standing threats of Russian attack, seizure, or damage. Now, until now, evidence regarding the full existence and funding of these laboratories had been knowingly withheld from you, the American people. Many of these U.S. government-funded biolabs are currently or have previously engaged in research using hazardous and highly contagious pathogens, and in some cases included dangerous gain-of-function research with very little visibility or oversight. Now, President Trump clearly understands the serious threat dangerous gain-of-function research poses to the American people. And this is why he took decisive action over a year ago. On May 25th, 2025, he signed an executive order to end federal funding of gain-of-function research around the world. Here at ODNI, I issued new guidance to the intelligence community directing increased collection on these laboratories and facilities overseas. And we're already seeing the results of this increased collection. We're learning new details, for example, on clinical trials that are underway at these facilities and that are raising significant ethical, financial, and security concerns regarding the supposed public health initiatives and U.S. national security. Now, despite the obvious potential for catastrophic global impact that research on dangerous pathogens in biolabs can have, politicians and so-called health professionals like Dr. Fauci, as well as entities within the Biden administration's national security team, lied repeatedly to the American people about the existence of U.S.-funded and supported biolabs. Not only did they lie, they threatened those who attempted to expose the truth. So this release today breaks new ground, as the information surrounding the existence, history, locations, and funding of these U.S.-funded biolabs has been intentionally covered up by very powerful people who falsely claimed that these biolabs didn't exist. Now, they accused anyone who says otherwise to be foreign assets and traitors to America. Now, ODNI will continue working closely with partners across the U.S. government to identify exactly where these labs are and what pathogens they contain to end dangerous gain-of-function research that threatens the health and well-being of the American people and people around the world.
Is that buffering for me too, or is everybody else?
No, it was like
Okay.
behind.
Yeah.
mean-
All right.
Yeah, no,
So the Amazing
Yes.
Torah put something up here and said, makes you wonder if the reason why Putin was bombing Ukraine is to take out these biolabs. And if you believe the narrative that we have been hearing for a very long time on, on secretive boards here and there, I mean, if I was Putin and I knew that there was a chain of biolabs in Ukraine that were creating very dangerous pathogens, that would be a pretty good reason for me to want to go blow them up. But I think he also wanted to take back part of what he believes is actual Russia. So I think there was a dual purpose there.
Okay, Basso, tell us what it's like to be blonde and then get gray hair. Because us brunettes with gray hair need to know what that's like.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're not looking at the comments.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I mean, look, is it possible that Putin is involved in the effort to try to take out the deep states networks that were creating these pathogens that were used to create pandemics? Yeah, it's certainly possible, which would probably be one of the reasons why Donald Trump is so opposed to supporting Ukraine, because we know that Ukraine has always been a hotbed of CIA deep state activity. It's the money laundering operation, or it was the money laundering operation for all of the NGOs, color revolutionary tactics. Hell, that's the reason why Joe Biden and Hunter Biden spent so much time there and invested so much of their money there, because that was, now we know that they were getting ready to launder $200 million back into Democrat candidate coffers in the last election cycle. Is it possible that Russia is working with the Trump administration to try to neutralize the deep state networks in Ukraine? Yep, sure is. Will we ever know that? Probably not, but it's absolutely possible. So where are we going from here?
I have no idea, but we should definitely talk about the fact that Anthony Fauci belongs in prison.
Yeah, well, I think that's a given, which is why they pardoned him, but they should test it.
He was begging for a pardon. I think I added that video. Not 100% sure, but I think I sent it somewhere.
Yeah, he's definitely begging for a pardon because he knows what he was up to.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had spinning beach ball because I have a Mac for like 5 minutes, like
Yeah, we
halfway
can hear you.
through that. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
We hear you just fine.
You
Let's
need Starlink. You need Starlink. Also,
well,
GR
we've been having
Patriot,
some
you
really
can't see me
nasty-
gray because I spent 2
There's a
hours at
huge
the
storm.
salon
There's a huge
today.
storm. Mrs. Nom just texted, said there's a huge storm coming. So we just had Tropical Storm Arthur, which most of the Gulf Coast was flooded. That was fantastic. But we're above the flood zone, floodplain, which is fantastic. So we're watching all of this, and it's actually wild. So I don't know, where are we going? What
I
we got
mean,
next?
we need you. I mean, you've been teeing this up all day, dude. You've got a ton of content on everybody loving America except Democrats and their friends.
Yes.
I
And
do.
the
I
reflecting
mean-
pool, and I have timeline cleanses all in there about Iran and everything
Well,
else.
let's-
all the subjects you
let's-
guys were going to talk about, there's timeline
Let's
cleanses
get
and
a
funnies.
timeline. Let's get a timeline cleanse in here, and then we're gonna. I listen. I'm not done with this. So we got Jalopy, Obama Library. Like, ugh.
We're not going
Do
to
you
get into
guys see
Obama
this?
library stuff.
We're doing a timeline cleanse on the Obama Library. 'cause-
Okay.
'cause
This
it's
is
in
not.
there.
This is not a back. We need to be clear. This is not a back office production timeline.
Are all on stolen land.
We're live at the Obama Presidential Center opening. The statue, it's moving! Its eyes are glowing! It's grabbed 2 people! It's throwing them! Direct hit on the building! Debris everywhere!
Give us our land back.
A fine day for a gathering. Indeed it is.
stolen land. Give us
What
our
in God's
land
name is
back.
that?
It's watch out!
It's got us.
That's the fastest Joe Biden has moved in decades.
Okay. I feel like stop this.
All right, we can.
Okay. Yeah.
wrap this
As
up.
a card carrying Native American, the fact that Valerie Jarrett had the testicular fortitude to get up at a podium at the opening of this and talk about the fact that it's built on stolen land without a single one of these people, like, I don't know, offering the stolen land back to the people that they think it's stolen from. It's the virtue signaling is out of control, and us card carrying Native Americans don't want the virtue signaling. Stop it.
Stop it.
Yes.
Stop it. I'm impressed
Knock it off.
that
Knock it
they
off.
were able to turn that disgusting, horrifying Obama library into a transformer version of a building. That was pretty impressive. And it probably explains why so many of the contractors and the people who
Hold
are
on.
involved in actually building it aren't getting paid.
We're going to get to that.
Oh, okay.
But I just want everybody to, first I want to address Steph. Clipmaster Jake, please make sure Nam sees my comment on flood insurance. Please, he needs it just in case. So we are actually north of I-10, where we are not in a flood zone. We don't need it. In fact, we're watching flooding going on all around us, and it is way below us. We're good. We picked this exact place for this exact reason, just so you know. So we're good. Thank you, Steph. I appreciate the concern, but we are absolutely good. But did you guys know, and SK sent this to us, did you guys know that this is a Trump property over here on the left, and then you've got Obama. I don't even know what.
It's a dumpster. Let's be honest.
Does anybody know what this is? Is it a dumpster?
It's
No,
not
dude.
a dumpster.
You just
What
saw
is-
what it is. It is a
I don't understand.
transformer that
I don't
converts
understand.
into a very angry virtue signaling
It's
building
not
that smashes
actually.
people.
It's not actually a transformer. It is just a giant money laundering operation, actually, is what it is. And unfortunately for the contractors, they get screwed.
Yeah, well,
They get screwed.
I mean,
SK, do you want to explain this? Because this was your story. SK, do you want to explain this? Did
Yeah,
you guys know
so
that? Yeah, please.
this
Go, go.
guy right here. Okay, first of all, the fact that Obama had to have a legacy project that would help lift minority owned and local businesses in Chicago, and he intentionally hired only minority owned and local businesses to build his library because that's his legacy is, DEI. And then they chose not to pay these contractors. And there's a plumbing contractor who happens to be a black man, and he is $4 million in the red because Obama chose not to pay the bill. He said, quote, "That is a hole that no subcontractor small business can survive." There's a whole Fox Digital investigation into the contractors that were not paid. And a lot of them are afraid to speak out, which,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame them, to be honest, but this is where we are. Remember, during the 2024 election cycle, I remember because I was on the left, every day they wanted to talk about Donald Trump not paying contractors. And here we are. Weird. Fun fact, Obama apparently isn't paying contractors.
Well, so we got a video. Let's play it. We're going to do
Clean up this mess. Get in there, Obama. You're garbage. Done. Cleaning up America, one garbage legacy at a time.
So listen, I saw this image, and who was it? Hold on a sec. I saw this image. 4 worst presidents. Oh, I can't find it. Oh, it's not there. See, here we go. Here's the. Here we go. Here's the Dropbox chaos coming into play. Did we not bring it over?
what are you looking for?
I'm looking for the image of Obama Clinton, Bush, and
I think
Biden.
everyone's seen that. It's a picture of all
Yeah.
of them standing together. It is the
Yes,
deep state.
yes.
It is the
total-
cabal,
it is
the color
absolute deep
revolution.
state. They are the problem. They are the problem. And President Trump is trying to solve all of this. But what I would like to talk about, because please go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the fact that the left thinks it's some kind of slam dunk on the right because all of these presidents were there and Trump wasn't invited and he's not a part of the club. And they think that that's some kind of W. Bro, that's the entire reason why we elected Donald Trump, because he's not part of your nasty club.
That's exactly right. All right. We have some breaking news. I don't know.
What? Wait, what?
This is no, I'm pulling this up. I just now dropped a screenshot in the Dropbox called breaking news. You need to pull that up real quick. This is fresh, hot off the presses. Breaking news.
No.
Yes, pull it up. It's breaking news. Marissa Hanson has blocked me.
Has blocked you or
blocked me? Has blocked me.
200,000 followers, and this chick thinks I'm some sort of mastermind. Fun fact, I'm technologically illiterate.
Has blocked
and
me.
Stumbled upon the information that was posted.
What were you saying to her, Patriot Dad?
I simply pointed out that SK is not an anonymous account. In fact, she's one of the people who uncovered the color revolution and the NGO networks that exist in Utah and identified the anonymous accounts that seem to have foreknowledge of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And the Candace Owens cult, the response is to block me.
Oh, no, not to address the actual facts. Let's just block people because that's what they do, because they don't want to be called out on their bullshit.
That's right.
Hold on.
We need to find out if she blocked the podcast channel too.
I bet she did. She had
I
to.
guarantee you she did.
I bet she did. So listen, I want to play this real quick before we move off because this cabal of people, right? This cabal of presidents, if you want to call
she
it
didn't block the podcast. She only blocked me.
All right.
I'm
Maybe
scary.
she's
The
watching.
podcast is
Maybe Marissa is watching and the podcast was too small. I don't know. But listen, did you guys see this? Did you guys see this? Did you see Biden get left behind? Did you see this?
Wait, where's Biden at? Where's Joe? Where's Joe? Does anyone know where Joe? What in the hell is that man doing? Look at him.
Potato. Actual potato.
Look at him. He's
Where's
still
my
standing
granddaughter?
There. He's still standing there. Hey, where's my granddaughter? Holy crap.
Does somebody have my ice cream? Where's my ice cream? I was promised ice cream if I came up here on the stage.
Can somebody please put this
is-
man in a I don't know, a high security retirement center or something, please? Holy crap.
Well, but this is kind of part of my point. Right? So I got to remove a bunch of stuff. Hold on, timeline cleanse. We got to get rid of all this and all this, because this is what the world sees, right? The world sees that they see this and they think the United States of America is an absolute disaster. So we have. I'm going to try to do this while we're live. I'm doing this while we're live. So in this country, right, we have people who are such losers that they're out there. They have nothing left in the world. Trump has defeated them. They have nothing left. So all they have left is to go out to the, oh my God, it's not playing. They have to go out to the link. I see that.
And I'm not shocked, really.
Thanks, Redwater. CA $10. Appreciate it very much.
We've got Americans.
All these crowds around cut out a huge piece of the blue ceiling and tried to get away, but he was arrested.
We have people in this country who hate it so much that President Trump invested $13 million, right, in restoring the reflection pool, when Obama and then Biden tried to request like $380 million to rebuild or to rebuild this thing. He did it for $13 million. And we've got people out there who are currently now being arrested in this country trying to destroy the reflection pool just so they can get Trump. Does that, I mean, is there any, do they have anything left?
Well,
Is
it's
there
worse than
anything
that.
left of
Nom,
these
it's
people?
worse than that, because it's not, I think most of us had suspected that there was some type of domestic terrorism at play here. But the problem is that even before
protest.
That's right. Even before the terrorists, because it's what it is. I mean, these people are terrorizing the American people. They are destroying federal property simply because they think it's going to make Trump look bad if algae gets into the water. But before we even knew who these people were, you actually had left-wing activists who were celebrating algae like that. They were hosting pro-algae protest.
But wait,
Where's the video? Oh, we've got that video. We have to have that video.
people are literally like cutting pieces of the liner out, but they're also writing 8647 into the liner. These people hate this country. Why would you want to destroy the reflecting pool in DC? Can you imagine, as a Republican, having Joe Biden in office, or Kamala Harris, or Obama, or anyone you disagree with politically, and then thinking, you know what? I'm going to destroy everything that represents this country and all of our monuments.
My internet's literally not working. I
What are you trying to bring up?
I'm trying to bring up the morons who were arrested, literally arrested, trying to destroy. Look at this. Look at it. Arrested.
I'm not surprised. He's wearing a bike suit and riding a bike.
Dude's like 70 years old, too. Look at him. Gray hair.
I mean, could you imagine like going for a bike ride and deciding you wanted to desecrate a national monument at the same time?
Look, and then you got National Guard who rolls up on you. Well, this fascists. Those are fascists, obviously. Fascists.
Can you imagine going for a bike ride like that? Like you're gonna go ride in a fucking Tour de France?
I would listen. We used to wrestle and we wore a singlet, but I'm not out there in a singlet riding my bike at the National Monument. This is insane. I mean, I got another one of these. I got another one of these videos.
These are the people that impede traffic.
Yeah. Hold on. There's another one.
Jumped in the reflecting pool today with all these crowds around. Cut out a huge piece of the blue sealant and tried to get away, but he was arrested.
Yeah, we saw this one already.
I put some reflecting pool timeline cleanses in there too.
No, is your internet acting up?
It is way slow. My internet's all kinds of jacked up. But here's what I want to do, if I can still. You tell me if you guys can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, here's what I actually want to do.
You guys keep dancing like that. I'm going to turn the camera around and show everybody what you're doing.
Yeah, please do. Here's what I actually want to do. I actually want to do this. Here we go. This is what I actually want to play. Right? Because this is
I normally go to fancy restaurants, but like I'm in America with my son, so I'm like, let's go to Texas Roadhouse. It's unbelievable. First of all, they give you these peanuts. You can eat as many as you want. She's like, yeah, just take a bag. Then they come out and they put this bread on the table, and I'm like, oh, I didn't order the bread. It's like, oh, that's free. And it's like, and she goes, and if you want more bread, we'll just give you more. And this bread it's as nice as bread can possibly be. Like, if you're an Australian, try and picture the most unbelievable bread, like Subway bread. It's got this fancy butter. Then they give you the Coke. Of course, it's America, so it's unlimited refill. And then it was all like ribs and steak and chips. There was an onion that had been deep fried and you dip it in the sauce. It's
these guys are
you just
so
leave
confused.
there so happy. And then
Look at
Australians are all like, yeah, but in America you've got to tip. No, you don't have to tip. You want to tip. These people are the most wonderful people in the world. I don't even know why you Americans are so angry all the time. You guys have
No shit.
Texas Roadhouse in your country.
Yeah.
You should just be
Everywhere.
walking around
And
wanting to
they're
hug
delicious.
everybody.
That's
But wait.
That's the point. That's the point right there. And we're seeing that literally freaking all of these visitors, all of these foreigners that are coming to our country, and it's all over. You can listen, you have to try to avoid it. You've got all of these people who are coming to our country and they're like, this is the most the stadiums, the way of life, the people, and they're like, oh, you don't have public transit. And they're like, oh my God, your roads are huge. Of course you don't need it because you drive. What the media and the Democrats have, the caricature of this country that they have taught themselves and they have portrayed to the rest of the world is being demolished right now with this World Cup, and it's never going to recover. And all of these people that are out there slashing the lining of the reflecting pool, they just look like toddlers. They look stupid. And everybody that's coming here is seeing it. They're like, why do you hate this place so much? It is so amazing. Meanwhile, we've got all of these people. They want us to be more like them. And everybody who's coming here is like, what? No, we want to be like you. I don't understand it. I got way more of this. SK, I know you want to go.
I just want to say my whole life is a lie because I was told by the Australians via Outback Steakhouse that fried onion, the bloomin' onion, was Australian. So somebody needs to make it make sense.
I've got another one.
Seeing that Australian guy confused about a fried onion is making me question my entire life.
You know, one really good thing is going to come out of all of this, all of these foreigners coming into the country and are talking, because every single video I've seen on Instagram and all the social media, they all say the same thing. You mean you get free refills of soda?
Yes.
Hey, for
We
you
also
restaurant
get
owners, that don't give free refills, you're on notice right now because everybody else is doing it. And
No, we also get ice in our
we get
drinks
ice.
here. So
Yes,
you
we
guys
get
in
ice.
the UK, you need to catch up because when I go there and you don't give me the ice and then I ask for ice and you give me like 2 ice cubes, that's not ice. Okay.
well, that's because they barely have electricity, so they can't generate ice very easily.
That's true. Patriot Dad, I have one more video and you will appreciate this.
All right.
And-
I haven't
and
seen
this-
many of these, so I'm excited.
Listen, and this is what I want everybody that's watching to understand, because we've got, this is in Seattle, by the way, right? Seattle, who is going to end up hosting the LGBT pride game between Iran and Saudi Arabia. And I don't remember who it is. It's coming up on
I think
the
it's Qatar,
26th.
isn't it? Isn't it Qatar?
Qatar. No, it's not Qatar. It's Iran. It's a group game. It's Iran and is it Qatar? Maybe. I don't know. It's coming up on the 26th. And the LGBT pride game has been moved because you've got 2 countries that are involved in this game that are like, we actually murder them or we arrest them. When they've decided to move it. But I want to play this. That's Patriot Dad, you're going to appreciate it. This is what's happening in this country, by the way. Please.
As well, Mulligan sliding out there. I mean, Tillman was all over the field today. McKinney was all over the field today. Tyler Adams, I mean, that midfield really won the game for us. But all I can do is take my hats off to this team. I'm really impressed and inspired.
I mean, there is a revival happening in this country. It's happening off of social media. And one of the reasons why social media is as violent and anti-American and anti-Christian and anti-Jew as it is to confuse you. So when you see circles of professional athletes in the middle of a soccer field praying together, not just praying together, that guy that was leading that prayer, he was praying, like he was getting after it. Like that was a warfare prayer that you just saw there. praying for his teammates, praying for his country, praying for safety, praying favor over each other. That's what's happening in this country right now.
Yeah.
You just have to get outside and touch some grass.
Can we just say, Summers, I'm sorry for your loss in the game today. And she said,
What
no
happened?
soccer talk, guys.
Australia?
She's from Australia. And
Well,
she's
listen, I get-
sad
Well,
about
hell,
the
I mean,
game,
you guys
but
scored one of your goals
also-
for us. So, I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Kinda half
no,
your
no, no,
fault.
no, no, no. We're not going to give it to her. This had nothing to do with how the game went. It's about how the World Cup is going
Yep.
for the rest of the world. By the way, I mean, M. Summers, can you? I know you're here now, but this World Cup, almost every single game, because the size of our stadiums, this is going to be the most viewed World Cup in World Cup history. It already is, by the way. It already is. And it's everything has gone so perfectly, so smoothly. And every single group of team fans, Scott, I mean, is there anybody that doesn't love the Scots? Are you kidding me? Are you watching these people? And Patriot Dad, I don't know if you are, SK, I don't know if you see it. I'm seeing all of it. So they spent 2 games in Boston, and they literally drank the city of Boston out of beer. I'm not kidding. And now they're going down to Miami for their 3rd game. And unfortunately for the Scots, I don't think they're going to make it out of their group. Actually, I don't think there's a path for them to make it out. But the entire country has fallen in love with the Scots. They've fallen in love with our country. We've got, I mean, it's such a great representation of how amazing this country is. And we've got half of this country that wants to change it and wants to turn it into everything that where they're coming from. They're like, this is so good. I can't wrap my head around it. I will not let this go. I will not let it go.
But the Scots are
Or
the
what?
ones putting the cones on the statues, right?
They are, and it's
Okay,
funny. I mean,
so
it's a
just
thing. It's funny.
In case you don't know, my mom sent me the whole history about this because, I mean, we
Yeah.
have a little bit
I
of
didn't know
soccer
this.
history,
Oh,
but I don't want
I
to get
didn't know
into it because, doxing. But my mom sent me the whole history of the Scots and the cones and all of that. Do you know that this is like they're doing it as a friendly, like funny, this is their humor
Yes.
thing because it's a
course.
thing in Scotland because I
Yes.
can't remember the guy's name, but they put a cone on his head, like, and they kept taking it down and they just kept putting it back over and over again. Like they kept taking it down, they put it up, they'd take it down, they'd put it up. And finally they gave up and left it up. So it was kind of just like this funny thing. I think it was whatever his name is of Glasgow. I don't have it pulled up and I don't remember
It's
the
fine.
guy's
No, it's
name.
fine. No, we get it. We get it. It's in jest when they're doing it here. It's in
Yes,
jest.
they're doing it because it's
totally in
funny
jest.
and they're trying to share
Yes.
their humor and their
Yes.
culture.
Yes.
I'm
We get
okay
it.
with
And it
putting
was-
an orange cone on a monument. What I'm not okay with is spray painting it, pulling it down, and breaking its head off, which
putting
is
a
what
Nazi
American
putting a
leftists do.
swastika on it or free Palestine. I'm not okay with
That's
that.
what commies do.
That's what
Let's be
communists do.
real.
That's right. I saw GR
Yes.
Patriot asked, who's responsible for censoring text on our channel? I have no idea. Probably YouTube, not us. I didn't.
No, we're not censoring anything.
Yeah, we're not
Literally,
censoring
I
anything.
don't even know
no,
how
we're
to
not
censor
censoring
it. So
I'm
there's
one of the
that.
most censored people on social media. So
Yeah, me too.
Did you guys
Yeah,
see
we're
the
not
2
censoring
videos that I did on TikTok yesterday that I released on
Patriot
the
Dad,
MOU?
we're over 2 hours.
I
It's
know,
fine.
but did you see that both of them, there was a campaign last night to get both of those videos taken down? I woke up this morning and
No.
they were both removed. And of course I won my appeal because there was no misinformation in any of them. But apparently there's some idiots out there, probably the losertarians who don't like the fact that they're losing every single time they open their mouths, decided to send a bunch of folks over to report those videos and they were taken down, but they were brought right back up. So suck it. All right, we're done.
So
We gotta
I'm
go.
going to put this up. Listen, I'm going to put this up. I have a Rush Limbaugh shirt that said, "Believe in American exceptionalism." It's my favorite. And we are watching, actually, no, let me rephrase that. All of the millions of visitors to this country are experiencing American exceptionalism
That's right.
now. And they are talking about it. They are talking about it all over social media. So every time you see one of these blue-haired, pink, blue, all this stuff, and they're like, wow, we need socialism, blah, blah, blah. Just understand that the people who are coming from those socialist countries and they're here and they're like, how do you have these cathedrals of sport. Because I didn't know this. I learned this. I literally learned this because one of the most storied recent stadium builds is the Tottenham Hotspur's stadium that was built, I don't know, 5 years ago, and it was like a $2 billion stadium for the Tottenham Hotspurs, and it's in North London. It turns out that stadium, brand new build, is the second smallest NFL stadium in the United States of America. and NFL stadiums don't compare to college football stadiums, not even close.
No. I just got a message for all of you guys that are here in the United States and you're enjoying the World Cup and you're blown away by the size and the scope and the American exceptionalism. You need to come back for college football. Because if you think they are doing the World Cup right, come back and spend some time on college campuses in the 3 hours before.
Go to Ohio State.
Go up to Ohio State.
Go to a whiteout at Penn State.
Go to Penn State for a whiteout. I mean, come down here and watch an Auburn, Alabama game. I mean, you want to talk about doing it right. That'll blow your mind.
And college baseball, because as much as I don't like University of Oklahoma, they are going to the finals in the World Series.
Are they? We'll give them that. Listen, we were watching Ole Miss, and they made it to Omaha, and they lost the first round. So we lost the first round.
The University of Oklahoma, and I'm gonna gag a little saying it, but Boomer Sooner. Yeah, but gymnastics. I support OU gymnastics, but OU baseball is going to the finals of the College World Series.
Well, good for them. All right, we're done. We got to go. My wife's mad at me. Time to go hang out. All right, wrap it up.
Something happened. I got a critical weather alert, and it just threw. I don't have my AirPods anymore. But we're just now. We're putting up. We're out. Here we go.
See you guys Monday.
Good night, guys.
Later.
Yep. Hold on. No, give me 2 seconds.
Come back Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern or Central Time for the Red Wave Unfiltered with Maga and Claire Patriot. And make sure you do all the things for the algorithm. Share it, subscribe,
keep talking, guys.
comment on the replay.
I got it. Here.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
we got to get rid of stuff.
Take something down then.
Oh, it's coming down. It's going down. I'm trying. You got it? There you go.
Oh, it's the old one. That's all right.
Trading sacred liberties for power, gold, and twisted dreams. From the broken borders to the fields our forefathers tilled. The enemy is prowling, truth is silenced on or killed. But I'm a patriot source, forged in fire, standing tall. The holy name. The serpent weaves through statutes, twisting justice into chains. Yet with God as our commander, victory still remains. Yeah, I'm a patriot source, forged in fire, standing tall. Bible as my sword and old glory as my call. No apologies for loving this blood-bought land. We'll charge the shadows, truth and justice we decree.